Once a giant, always a giant. For me, it's only a giant.
What's going on YouTube, D546, and I'm excited today to be covering Theo Johnson as the Giants' now latest pick. We'll have another pick here probably by the time you see this video, maybe a little bit after. But Theo Johnson, the 6'6" tight end, 10 and a quarter inch hands, 260 pounds, 40-inch vertical, 10-foot broad jump, 4'5", 840 is blazing for a tight end of his size. I mean, 260, 6'6", he's running a 4'5", 840. Dude has got all of the tools, 33 and a half inch arms. Perfect RAS score, 10 out of 10. So Theo Johnson is a guy who was underused at Penn State. The other tight end that they had, they were just so focused on getting him involved. But it looks to me like Theo Johnson is the most gifted tight end on this roster. But again, he wasn't used much. I think his senior year, he had about 300, 400 yards, but he has 7 touchdowns. And I'm going to start this off with this play. I don't have the all 22 for his biggest plays, but I do have this broadcast here. We're going to see him turn this short pass into a touchdown because this is the kind of things that he can do, that he can really do at the next level. And I'm excited to see him out there in the middle of our offense. So take a look. You're going to find Theo Johnson here. He's going to just kind of leak out this way on this play action and catch this ball and take it to the house. So let's take a look here. Nothing too crazy. A little misdirection. And then here you go. You got the step. This is what we've run with Daniel Bellinger a million times over the last couple of years. And he's going to catch this, get upfield, make some guys miss, and just watch the highlight here. He's going to jump right over it. So that just shows you a glimpse at some of the athleticism. Again, 40-inch vertical is ridiculous. And I think he deserves some more opportunity, but he's going to definitely get that here because I think down the stretch, he's going to become the Giants' primary receiving tight end if Darren Waller ends up retiring. So it's become a lost art almost that you expect your tight ends to block, but Theo Johnson is definitely going to block. Again, 84 at the right side of your screen. You're just going to see him take number 44, this defensive end, on a ride up the field. So let's take a look here. Start off with a double team, and he just maintains that and just takes him on a ride, gets him up out of there. He is actually a really decent blocker. Let's take another look. So a lot of this blocking surprised me because you really don't see tight ends anymore in college that really are blockers. Like that, this is becoming less and less frequent, especially guys that are athletic. So he's pointed out here. Your yellow arrow's pointed to him, and just take a look here at the base. Now this is a cornerback that is coming off of the edge here. So let's have some context here. But the fact that he catches him, gets his hands inside, and there's no real penetration there shows that he's got that raw strength. You probably want to see a punch here, so he's not just catching him. But yeah, it is a nice solid punch here. Got his pads low, and it's kind of stonewalled that corner. Okay, now I'm sure some people just watched the play I just showed and said, listen, he's blocking a corner. Anybody at 260 can stop a 190-something pound man. But take a look at him here, out on the edge. He is playing tight end, but he's essentially playing right tackle. So you're gonna just watch him, number 84. Let me point him out for you. You're gonna watch him here, and he's matched up one-on-one with this end. And let's take a look. He holds up pretty well. Not like a flawless kick step, but for the most part, not really any issue there. You see him replace the hands. Initial punch doesn't work. He replaces the hand. Back on him, keep fighting. That's a really good rep against an actual edge player. So here's another double between these two Penn State tight ends, 84 and 44. They're right on the left side of the line. And they're just going to double this linebacker here. And it's just great combo. And just drive him into the dirt. You just love to see that. On this next play is a quick criticism. It looks like a miscommunication between him and the tackle. But if you're going to leave somebody unblocked, leave the guy outside blocked. He's at the left side of your screen, Theo is, and he's going to let someone basically come free and blow this play up. So I think he lets 30 through. And this is what we saw a lot on the Giants from our actual offensive linemen. And if you're going to not block somebody, you got to get ahead on 30 and make 33 over here, chase that running back down. But because he doesn't really commit to who he's going to block, that play gets blown up. So again, we don't have a lot of passing plays for Theo Johnson, but you do notice that he's very difficult to take down. And this isn't a huge play here, but just take a look at 84 coming across your screen, catching this, breaking that initial tackle as he always does, and almost breaking the second tackle as well. So it shows that he's able to, be at threat after catching the ball. So in this next play, you're going to see Theo Johnson run this inside route, and he's open. With a big body like his, this ball can be thrown safely because he can easily shield this guy off, and that's open right there. And I've seen this a lot, that they just didn't really prioritize him in the receiving game, so Drew Allard just wasn't looking for him. But this is open. This is open in the NFL. It's open in college. You got your back to this guy. You got a half a step on him with the body his size, 260, 6'6". He's easily going to be able to shield this guy off and catch this ball. So in this next play, you got him in the slot. And notice on tape, you see him line up in the slot. You see him line up in line. You see him line up outside. I think he'll do a lot of that in the NFL as well. And it seems like they thought highly of him as a receiver, but they just never followed through on it. So let's take another look here of him in the slot and just watch the move he puts on this, I think, linebacker safety here. So right here, he kind of hits like not even a rocker step, but just this shoulder drop move that you see some receivers do. Just take that inside route, and he's open right up the seam, and he's going to catch this and walk into the end zone. All right, so here on this next play, he's sort of more in line here, a little bit far out, but mostly in line. And just watch this move he puts on this linebacker at the line of scrimmage. This is not going to be easy to keep up with the guy his size. So fake outside, he's going to take the inside route, and he's open. And that should be an easy touchdown, but the ball's overthrown. But just take a look again at the move. For a guy his size to stay low and easily get that, to accelerate as quickly as he is at that size is ridiculous. And he should have a touchdown to celebrate it, but the ball's a little bit overthrown. So right here on this next play, Theo is going to be right here at the top of the line of scrimmage. And just take a look at how this safety plays it. And I want to see a little bit better of a route here. And this isn't something he can't physically do. I want to see a little bit better of a route, and I also want to see that ball come out sooner. But he's still open nonetheless. If the ball comes out right here to the outside, he's going to be able to box that guy out and catch that, but the ball's so late, it's incomplete. So you want that ball thrown a little bit sooner because he does have that separation here. But to make things easier for the quarterback, if you cannot kind of sag up the field, kind of drift up the field and take this route directly vertical, if you can take this route right around here and just get a vertical beeline to that line, to that out of bounds line, you're going to be even more open. But even then, should have been caught, should have been the pass delivered a lot sooner than it was. Here he is again, lined up in the big slot, and it's just more of the same. Man coverage here. He's got inside leverage, and he separates very quickly, and the ball is thrown late and off the mark. So this happened pretty often. I don't think Drew Allard is a bad quarterback, but I do think that he's not as comfortable throwing the ball to Theo Johnson because they don't throw him the ball much. So sometimes these things will happen. And I just love this next play. You're going to see Theo Johnson down here at the bottom of the line of scrimmage. And he's just going to get creative, almost like he's running like a whip route, except inside and a little bit deeper up the field. So just take a look here. He's going to get up field. And there we go. So he was bunched up with that other tight end. If you want to just take a look, he's actually the second tight end from the bottom. and he's getting interfered with pretty much at this line of scrimmage. This is illegal. He's hugging him, and he's just going to spin out of that like he's wanting to rip route. And there you go. Separation, instant separation there. And a guy his size to be able to pirouette like that and accelerate, I'm telling you folks, this dude is going to be an issue in the NFL. All right, so I usually pause it on some crazy highlight play, but we don't have much footage of him doing things as far as all 22 goes. So I'll just pause it right here on the last play. And Theo Johnson, again, super athlete, has been comped to Jimmy Graham. That's kind of what I've been thinking about when I see his tape. I think he has all the ability to become a premier tight end receiver in this league. I think he also has the ability to be a really good blocker. He's already shown that, and he's a willing blocker. So a guy his size that's a willing blocker can really be a weapon. I mean, you can use him as a blocker in those situations, but you can also let him leak out and catch a bunch of these passes. I think him and Bellinger are going to allow us to be really versatile. It looks like Darren Waller is probably going to be retiring, but him and Bellinger can both block. They both can catch the ball a little, and I think he has a much higher ceiling of being able to go out there and make big plays catching the football. Theo Johnson does. So I think he'll be a threat in the red zone. He's your big body that a lot of people have been looking for. And if Darren Waller comes back, could be a three-headed monster. But Theo Johnson, 4th-round pick, I think that's the perfect time to take a tight end. And I think he'll be an early contributor, and I think you'll see him continue to get better and better as a coaching staff believes in him and allows him to be that receiver at tight end. So you guys let me know what you think of the pick. There you go for Theo Johnson. If you made it this deep into the video, come on, just hit the subscribe button. I make Giants content primarily, draft content secondarily, and during the season, I'm going to be doing a lot of reacting to pretty much most of the NFL games and everything NFL. So if you made it this deep, go ahead and join the D6 squad.